Wu Assassins, a TV series on Netflix that stars Uwais from The Raid and Raid 2 fame. He plays a man named Kai Jin, who is a who is chosen as the chosen one, the last in 1,000 who were in his place and failed. That many before him tried and failed, and he is the last hope. Now he's trained by Yin Yin. She is actually the first of many that tried and failed to kill all the Wu warlords. Now, in this, he, after being chosen, given the powers, he was told that he would have protectors, people that others would see another face but not him. And one of them was an unnamed monk whose face would help protect Kai's identity most of the season, first season. And he was played by the great Mark Dacascos, whom we've seen in many things, but was most notably in John Wick 3. And he would engage Uncle Six in a great fight scene later on in the show. It's probably one of the number of great fight scenes in this TV series. Now, Kai is raised by Uncle Six, as I said, whom he, Jenny, brother Tommy, and friend Lucien, and we see them at first as children, and actually Uncle Six saves them from a fire when they were in the back room somewhere. He couldn't get out. I believe they were in the freezer or something, that because it locks from the inside. He couldn't get out, and he saw him and made sure that the fire wouldn't engulf them. But Lucien was, he had fire. He was burned on his left side, so you kind of see a scar here. And at that time, they didn't even know that he was the Fire Wu. There's 5 Wus. Fire Wu, and then there's this man named McCullough, who's another crime lord in San Francisco's Chinatown. He's the Wood Wu. And then we have Baxter, who's the Earth Wu. And Miss Jones is the Water Wu, and Gideon is the Metal Wu. So you're looking at wood, fire, earth, water, and metal. And Miss Jones was played by Summer Glau. If those of you are familiar with Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles, which was a really great series, should have went on at least 5-6 seasons. It was really great, and she was a Terminator in that. She was pretty good, pretty impressive. The stone face like a Terminator. I could recognize her. She's a number of years older now, but I was like, that girl looks familiar. So I had to look it up, And I go, oh yeah, she's in here, huh? Oh, okay. Because I don't even remember. I think that's Summer Glau. I think that's her. Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles. And it was her. But it was great to see her in this. And we see what she could do. We see how their powers are used, It kind of introducing each and one of them, the Earth Wu. He kidnaps this girl, and it turns her to stone. Her boyfriend was looking for her. He got turned to stone, and you can see that she's still alive because she could see her boyfriend, and then tears are coming down her eyes, And then you see, kind of pans back, and you see just a number of stone statues that were definitely people before, And then the Wood Wu McCullough, Uncle Six thought that he had a drop on him, And then when he uses fire to burn the desk, then McCullough just waved his hand and removed the fire, revealing that he was one of the Wus. And then Miss Jones, she made a dude drown, but not by throwing water on him, but from bringing water out of him. You can see water coming out of his mouth and stuff like that. She takes a relic or something that was a piece of a tombstone that would come into play later. And then Gideon's the Metal Wu. He has these little, looks like those two metal balls that people go like that, and he just kind of, it's like a stress reliever, and then that's how he's just spinning that around, and then he's using it to and that person just keeps going from he keeps going from people to people. Like you see him first as a female, and then she ends up taking over the body of an agent, of a detective, a female, and then the chief. And so it kind of goes around, and then it ends up with a girl named CG. So she's like undercover, a cop, and then and the series, a lot of pros, a lot of cons. But let's talk about the story. And I was saying as a pro, although it's your basic chosen one, must battle evil and restore order to the world. It's a basic story, but it moves it along. It's not really even a focus of it. In a sense, it's like it's just there to move the story along. That's what I thought anyway. You know. Now the acting is solid, although Uwais could stand to act better when talking English. It's probably hard for him, I don't know, to convey emotion and you know right approach to expressing himself. Not bad, but there are moments when he tries to raise his voice, or he's going, he's trying to talk to somebody and going, "What are you doing?" And then like his the way he expresses himself, it's just like some of it's a little bit over the top, But do we watch Iko Uwais for his acting? No, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't. But speaking of that, the fight sequences are top notch, well choreographed, and I wonder if Iko Uwais' stunt team are behind the fight choreography. Probably, most likely. I think that every time he takes on a project or he's doing something, his team has something to do with it. Those are the only pros that I see. But the cons in this, the rap music kills me, and the mood of this show, it just kills it. It kills it from. It kills me in the mood of the show. It's like, why on earth, or better yet, who decided that was a good idea? The rap lyrics don't fit the scene or the mood of the episode. Some songs repeat, like back-to-back episodes. It was the same song, same rap. Now, the music, they could have just kept the music and not the rap. Auto-tuned to hell. Really, really so nonsensical. It's like same thing. It's almost like someone said, "Well, what do they rap about? Oh, they rap about dope. They rap about cocaine. They rap about this and that. Okay, let's just put that in the lyrics. It doesn't have nothing to do with the scene. Let's just do that. But like I said, the lyrics are like amateur hour. It's like, it's like it reminds me of the same raps that they used in Man with the Iron Fist, RZA's film. Now, most of the time when it comes to the rap music, it's used during lulls and non-action scenes, and they're like upbeat. I'm thinking nothing's going on, so why is the rap music being played? It's kind of jarring and annoying. And the one time that it actually went with the scene, because someone was doing something, it was like the Mystical rap, the rap from Mystical, the rapper Mystical. It's called "Shake Your Ass," and it was Tommy who's the guy who's a drug addict, and the guy who's trying to live up to his parents' expectations is, his sister Jenny is like a restaurant owner, and he's just doing stuff, and he's like doing this dancing or just moving around and grooving and stuff like that, and it actually works. And it's also a good rap song. It's a well-known rap song, but the other rap music is just like ridiculous. Like there's one scene where they were just sitting there, her and Jenny and Tom were just sitting there, and they were doing things like that. But then like talking about, gonna take some dope and gonna smoke it and this and that, this, and I'm going, what the hell does that do with this scene? Have to do with this scene? Like I said, it's just like they said this house. Oh look, RZA's movie Man with Iron Fist. They had that cool rap music in there. Let's just put that in here. I hope they do something about that next time. Just remove the lyrics, just the music. Music was fine. I like the music behind the raps, but the raps, like I said, are nonsensical. They are amateur hour, auto-tuned to hell, and I couldn't stand that. Every time that scene would come out, I'd roll my eyes. I'm like, okay, I'll just get through this. because I wasn't gonna fast forward it because I could probably miss a moment or something, you know. Now, the first few episodes, let's talk about that, were great. The middle was decent, but the last half was just a mess. You know, it's trying to fit, all the, the fragments into the last half. Like of water, fire, metal, wood, and earth into their human forms. They introduce these guys. Kind of feels like it was haphazard. Like you just all of a sudden just here you go, boom, 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 and their individual stories and stuff like that really were like it kind of like took away from the beginning part. It was almost like it was a different movie. Almost makes me think that these guys have separate script writers for each for each like a storyline for the fire woo and the earth woo and the water woo, all the other woos. It seems like you didn't even connect, you know. And the whole thing is like they're trying, Kaijin, was played by Uwais, and his friends are trying to kill them all in order to stop McCullough from resurrecting his family or getting back to them, you know. And I just kept thinking, is it gonna be bad if he does? Like, you know. I just thought in the end, like, why is Kai Jin trying to get to him or try to stop him? It's just like, is it really that bad that he resurrects his family? I could have missed something because I zoned out, you know. But the 5 fragments are gathered, you know, and formed a one shell, and then all 5 friends join forces to go after McCullough, who is looking to reunite with his family. Like I said, now that's the whole purpose. Like, it's just to stop McCullough. Like I said, it's like I couldn't wait till it was over. You know, I give it up to you know. It's like the fight choreography was good. It was excellent actually, but it's Uwais and in there, so I guess everybody just followed his lead, and then the other actors did very well, playing Uncle Six and Jenny and Tommy and Lucien, CG. All knew how to fight. Fight scenes were excellent. Probably the only thing I like about this show. That's why I would watch the second season. I just hope they do something about the rap music. Either utilize it correctly or don't use it at all. There were some fight scenes where they would use basic action music and it was great. I liked it. Like when what's the name, when Kaijin and his father figure, Uncle Six, were in a restaurant and they were getting bothered by these white people because they're Asian, I guess, and they don't belong there. And then some rock and country music in the back, and it worked good with the scene. It reminds me of those type of movies where it's like that, and it was funny, you know. But then when Kai killed McCullough, he goes through this whatever this thing was that he went into to go after McCullough. And it was like, that's it? Okay, whatever, like he kills him. I mean, when McCullough went back and then ran out his family, he had to convince them that it was him. And then when he finally does, what happens? He dies. He gets killed, and then she's like confused, and her son is quite confused, like what the hell happened? I mean, I don't know. See, that's how confused I am. It's just like I'm not even going to get into detail of the whole season. It's just like I'm telling you the basics and what I felt about it. It's and then it ends up that Zan, who is the right hand girl, right hand woman of Uncle Six. She's power hungry. She's always wanted to be taken seriously. Uncle Six doesn't take her seriously, and then what does she do? In the end, she ends up killing him because he has the fire woo taken out of him. And then like Jenny gets it, whole thing. CG ends up the metal woo. Tommy ends up the what was it? What did he end up? The earth woo? I don't know. He took it. Something, I don't know. But I'm trying to remember which woo he got. And then they arrive in the other realm, and then they all get it taken out of them so that they can form that turtle shell. That's what it looks like to me anyway. They throw it into a little whatever that thing was, a warp thing, whatever. And the Zan is played by Juju Chan. As I remember her name, and she's also in that movie titled what's that? What's the name of that thing? What's that movie with Chris? You know, with what's his name? With with God, with Christopher, no, Nicolas Cage, Jujitsu. Yeah, that's what's his name. Either that or is she in that one thing called Monster Hunters? I'm trying to remember, but I've seen her in one. It's like in one of those movies. Very good in this. Very good character. I like her character. But now, it ends up after they're done and they take care of everything. They kill, McCullough's killed, and the whole thing seems like everything is all well and good, And they find out, she's in Macau, and they're in some business still. They deal with her and fight her and battle, and who knows? They still have some secret organization going, and stuff. In the end, and then we see Lucian and CG share a kiss and goodbye. They were always around each other, and before he even knew that she was undercover, she was posing as a person that steals cars like Lucian does. He was a car thief. And then Kai can't talk about whether he killed McCullough because of the Dao or the death of Uncle Six. And Yin Yang shows up again and informs Kai that the Wu assassin is still needed. So what was the point of all that? Doesn't that seem like it would seem like it's what do you call it? It's just all just said and done. It's all boom. That's it. That's all. That's all. That's all. Everything. They got everything. Everything's balanced. They got all the fragments together. And then she comes back again. Like like in the beginning, she's like, oh no. In the middle, she's like, well, you don't need me no more. And then he still needed training. And then the monk shows up, played by Mark Dacascos. And then, like what? You know what I mean? It's just like that's the thing I get from this show. It's like all it was I liked the characters and I liked the martial arts, especially the martial arts. Great fight scenes, but like I said, with Iko Uwais, you can't go wrong. He's very, very good at what he does. Great choreography. The fight scenes really made sense. They really were definitely, on par with some of the, with the movies that he does. And the fight scenes that you expect from him. That's not a letdown right there. Decent story. Like I said, it was used as just a bridge. I mean, it's just something to just keep the story going. Because it's a typical chosen one. Has to save the world. Has to battle evil in order to restore order. And then, then Yin Yang shows up again. Well, we need a second season, so the Wu warrior still, the Wu assassin is still needed. She might as well just come out and said, they need a second season, so we're gonna keep this thing going. Where it could have just ended right here. They could have just made this a mini series, like a 5-part mini series, and then it would have been done. And it would have been okay if it was just done at that point, but no, it's like now they're gonna do that. So what's they gonna do? Like, let's see what the writers come up with for season 2. But it wasn't what I expected. It recommended to me by one of my subscribers, one of my faithful subscribers, and I appreciate bringing this up to me. Let me know about it. I checked it out, and I did enjoy the martial arts. I did enjoy some elements. I liked the characters, and some of these guys are very, very I recognize them from other stuff. I recognize Lu Shin, and this guy, the actor, was in the show Into the Badlands. I forget his name offhand. Uncle Six. I've seen him before, and that's about it. Oh, Tom Flanagan plays McCullough, and he was in Braveheart. He was in a lot of. That's actually his debut film, and because I read up on him and some other things, I recognized him right away. It's that face of his. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I recognize him. But well, yeah, that's my thoughts, and that's my recap and review and look, and all that stuff. In regards to the Wu Assassin, which Wu Assassins, which is not bad, but then again, it wasn't the greatest thing. It wasn't something that's going to make me anticipate the next season. I'm gonna watch the second season and see what they do and what kind of story they can pull out of their asses, and to have any reason as to why this thing needs to continue. But anyway, that's my video, and for those of you who stopped by, checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.